In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on September 2nd, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Boise State versus Washington. The Washington Huskies play host to the Boise State Broncos on Saturday afternoon from Alaska Airlines Field at Husky Stadium in a Pacific Northwest clash. The Huskies enter with Pac-12 title hopes for the season, while the Broncos are looking to build off a successful return to form in the Mountain West last season. The last 5 meetings, which dates back to 2007, lean slightly into Washington's favor with their 3 wins. The last time these two met, the Huskies won 38-7 with ease. The home team has dominated historically in this series, so it'll be interesting to see if that holds strong in this version of budding rivalry. The Boise State Broncos take on the Washington Huskies, who went from 4-8 in 2021 to 11-2 in 2023 under new head coach Kalen DeBoer. Washington has big expectations in 2023 with the 3rd best odds to win the Pac-12 according to DraftKings. The Huskies are returning 76% of their production on offense, including quarterback Michael Penix Jr., who had a 65.3 completion percentage with 4,642 yards, 31 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. He led the conference in passing yards, completions, and attempts. Boise State made it to the Mountain West Championship game last season and went 8-0 in conference play. The Broncos finished the season 10-4, and their starting quarterback from last season, Talon Green, is returning. Green was a top 5 quarterback in the Mountain West Conference and is poised to be even better this season. Boise is a bit of an unknown this year with a new offensive coordinator. The Broncos could be one of the best group of 5 teams looking for an at-large New Year's 6 bowl berth, or could just be a good school in the Mountain West. This game will be an early test to see where they stand. Washington could have one of the best offenses in the country with a returning top 10 quarterback and a pair of 1,000-yard receivers from last year. Boise State is the favorite to win the Mountain West Conference according to DraftKings, and with their non-conference schedule, they could make the college football playoff, especially with a win in this game. Their win total is set at 8.5, so the oddsmakers aren't so sure that the Broncos can win this game, and with good reason. They are 0-5 in their last 5 games against Washington. The Huskies are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games and 7-0 in their last 7, including 5-0 at home. Boise could be a good team this year, but Washington has a chance at a college football playoff berth and at home. So the Washington Huskies to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Washington put together a historic offensive season last year, and there's little doubt that they won't be able to move the ball in this one. They have plenty of experience and continuity, which will come in handy. Boise State will struggle to slow them down, but should put up some points themselves with one of the Mountain West's best quarterbacks under center. Expect back and forth action early and plenty of points for the over to hit in this one. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Rice versus Texas. After a season apart, in-state rivals Rice and Texas renewed their series for the 97th meeting between the schools on Saturday. The Owls finished 5-8 a year ago, but broke a 7-year bowl drought with a trip to the Lending Tree Bowl. The 11th-ranked Longhorns lost in the Alamo Bowl to close out an 8-5 campaign a year ago. Rice is 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games overall and 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 Week 1 matchups, while the over is 18-7 in their last 25 games overall. Texas is 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 home games and 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 games against CUSA, while the over is 5-2 in their last 7 games in September. Rice had their doors blown off by USC in their opener last year, but against other teams the Owls were competitive last year, including a 1-score loss to Houston. Now the likes of UAB, Western Kentucky, North Texas, and Louisiana may not be on the level of teams like USC or Texas, but the Longhorns have that huge road date without Alabama on deck, and I'm concerned they could get caught playing with their food or looking ahead in this game. The Rice Owls likely don't win this game, but a team like Rice doesn't get many cracks at the big boys unless the big boys think they're going to roll them, and the Owls are not a bad football team. I believe that Texas is focused on the bigger fish to fry next week in Tuscaloosa, so the Rice Owls to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. I don't expect Texas to take its foot off the pedal on offense, putting on an air raid for the home crowd against Rice. This is Ewers' time to shine, and I'm sure it will look to pump him up with confidence before next week's matchup with Alabama. Besides, it may not take a full 60 minutes for Texas to score 40-plus points. The Owls' inferior defensive line will be pushed around all game long by the Horns, leading to some big holes and easy throws. After that, Texas skill players will do the rest of the work. Should the Longhorns decide to give their starters extra rest toward the end of the game, I wouldn't be surprised if the backups give up an extra score. Daniels hasn't lived up to the hype, but he's a talented, experienced player who can move the ball against Texas second stringers. The Longhorns don't have the type of defense that will strike fear in their opponents either. This is a decent-sized total given the spread, so we have to feel that Texas is going to carry the bulk of the load here. These two teams combined to score 58 points when they met 2 years ago, though all points were scored by the Longhorns. At least that tells us they are capable of doing their part. I also firmly believe that Rice can put a crooked number on the scoreboard this time around. They are a lot more seasoned than that 2021 team was. The Owls also get involved in some very high-scoring affairs, with 6 of their games eclipsing the total laid out here. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Ohio State versus Indiana. Big Ten football action returns on Saturday when the Ohio State Buckeyes travel to Indiana to take on the Hoosiers. Ohio State is coming off an 11-2 year that ended with a disappointing 1-point loss to eventual national champion Georgia. The Hoosiers finished just 4-8 in 2022 and hope to regain the form that had them bowl eligible the previous 2 seasons. Last season, the Buckeyes pounded Indiana at home 56-14. This should be an interesting opening game for both teams. Ohio State and Indiana both come into this game with uncertainty at the most important position on the field, quarterback. Both coaches have also failed to name a starter publicly, even if they know who they really want under center. Ohio State is the better team, and that isn't debatable. They have an embarrassment of riches on the offensive end and have playmakers on defense. This is a team that was within a whisker of playing for the national title last season. Still, the fact that Day hasn't named his starter is cause for some concern. While it could simply be gamesmanship, McCord was expected to be the heir apparent to Stroud, but he's not put a stranglehold on the position. Indiana will be painfully inexperienced at quarterback this season with 2 freshmen battling for the position. Either Jackson or Sorsby will benefit from an improved offensive line this season and returning experience at running back. The Hoosiers should also benefit from a slightly raw Ohio State defensive front. I fully expect the Hoosiers to be far more aggressive on the defensive end and blitz early and often in this game, much like their back-to-back bowl teams did in 2019 to 2020. Ohio State did not win any of their road games by 30 or more last season. The Buckeyes dominated some games at home, but on the road, they only defeated Maryland by 13 and Northwestern by 14. Keep in mind they were playing with the future number 2 pick at quarterback as well. These Buckeyes are talented, but inexperienced at quarterback. Indiana's staff is staying secretive about their starting quarterback. It is clear they are willing to squeeze out any tiny advantage to keep this game close. All-purpose back Jalen Lucas is lightning fast. It only takes 1 or 2 big plays from him to change a game. The Hoosiers will be able to keep this game competitive enough to feel comfortable with this spread. Ohio State will win this game outright, but 30 points to give up is too rich for my blood. So the Indiana Hoosiers to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. If Indiana has any chance to keep this game close, they cannot get into a high-scoring shootout with Ohio State. The Hoosiers know this, the Buckeyes know this, everybody knows this. Indiana has a combination of speed and power backs that should be able to keep the chains moving enough to slow down this Ohio State attack. We may see 4 different quarterbacks in this game. Ryan Day already announced he will give both of his quarterbacks a shot, and Indiana has not announced which of their 2 options will play. This does not sound good for offensive continuity and will not allow the signal callers to get in a rhythm. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.